Let's hear for once again about Pinax TV. So, as I've been saying this year or this particular month and last month, reporting on this particular issue, I'm telling you again, say there's crisis at Lighthouse Chapel International. Let's forget about what some people will see on Metro TV say, blah 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 blah. We need to look at it very critically. I've gone to his church, but I'm telling you, say he is good, but at the same time, we need to say it's gonna be at the end of the day we can have him straighten up and then say bit matter because the Bible nakano you spare the rod, you spoil the child, and he is also a child in the sight of God, and all of these things are tests to make him a better person. Last month I reported and news be by and they said there's a growing crisis at Lighthouse Chapel. And say Dag Heward most some pastors have come up and almost sorry our more patches say the man is a good man, no doubt, but he's not the saint that they've actually painted him to be. Understand, he's also a man. I don't think that Heward most is a saint. I believe he's a man of God, but at the same time I also see him as a human being, and that is what any person I call Lighthouse or never told Tiskamu. Don't come and say don't talk against my anointed. God said that, but at the same time too, he's a human being. It's like you telling me so be a man of God, or the car will be in because you are mad. It's ridiculous. He's a man of God, but we'll use the law to treat him. And I say you bet sin at the end of the day, no, he can be perfect in the man's sight and in God's sight. Remember, God makes the law, even though laws we know, but at the end of the day, a person no. So this was the news that came. News nearby and the air patches a snit. The pastors are saying, said that word milk I can see baby we say they suffered abuse in his hands, directly in his hands, verbal abuse in Yamaniama, and also they suffered torture, humiliation. A bureaucrat party said they went through depression and anxiety in the hands of this particular man. And aside from that too, they are saying the people this man is surrounded with, they are also not nice people. Most of them are some of them are not nice people. Among forecast say they actually don't make things good for them too. It's that word most and I can say based on the report I'm there by Pastor Bakobe can same baby. I have a 30 minutes story am I you understand what the man said. But the man is saying it's not just him, but people around him, and based on that, most of them left the church. These pastors, our main concern is they worked there and built the ministry, and then lighthouse, almost some kakra, little and bit by bit, joining hands, and a lighthouse, a lighthouse. But why you Juma for so many years, 10, 20 years, 25 years? Who be a school now? You build the ministry to be a bigger brand. At the end of the day, you don't even have Mpabwa to boast of. He's enjoying fine, but at the same time too, all the others also need to enjoy the fruit of their labor. As the Bible says, and this person said they worked with him, and this man, Dag Heward Mills and his church, refused to pay snets. Refused to pay snets. And come on, small business and a startup business, here my excuse. But all these years, how big the church is, they refused to pay snit, and at the end of the day, when they left the church, they left with nothing. Into Bruni Beka, or my Nkwasi Juma, and Bibini Beka, or my Nkwasi Juma, Bruni also put it, said they've worked in vain. And based on this, they went to court and sued him. Remember, and yes, it be a network of pastors. Okokan. Paul Adomo Chibabijina Metro TV so I can same Pastor be saying a pastors are almost sorry a revolt of pastors, a revolt of revolt of demonic pastors, a common sense. Oh baby TV station or in 12 snake and don't come and say that thing. You need to be in the shoes of this man to understand. And in some court today something happened. In some see any say Dag Heward most actually he actually showed up, and I said man a lawyer show up information gather CC and patches say nipa no show up as a lawyer no cry no omo patches say ohwe ne skin color no ne accent na eni edi ekuta na say ohwe Heward Mills e kan edi ho na e thought say or a family person or no lawyer ojide mu ama sorry no as the defendant for the church na okase in some na abane the pussy church ne pa, but you know so they want more time. You know, I'll come into details of that and even what went on in court, show you some pictures of what happened in United Ketsy, the 4th Estate, GH.com, Manasa Zuri, and also SNIT have also come into this. This is a very serious issue. SNIT is saying, they've heard the concerns of the innocent employees of a year Dag Heward Mills. They are employees because Ubia all render services to you, Biano. He or she is an employee. Who nipa ne so a odi adwuma na manipa no, that you are the person, you are an employer. So in the sight of the law, we don't know a pastor, a bishop, and then a believer, and then Ubia obabe they be. It's an employee, an employer. Into be a year adwuma wo ho, regardless the terms and conditions, in case 20,000 cities. What we are saying is that money be known to me for the pension because nobody knows tomorrow. At the end of the day, SNIT and more patches say they are investigating the case, and shockingly, they can say vehemently say the workers and other people are not much Dag Heward Mills as you know, they deserve SNIT. In fact, this is not good for Dag Heward Mills at all. In fact, it's getting badder and badder at every step. Don't come and tell me say God will enter the court and change things. They be Nyankopon kasa no send some phone so we deserve to eat. Let me start off with this particular thing. Let me put this thing on the screens. Me who said they are hypocrite people who come and do unnecessary defense tactics, and God will judge you. But damn, na media me bunsem nipa. Juniye answer me block you. We share on the screens now. Here are the employees, the people they've been in the ministry for so long, help Dag Heward Mills build the Lighthouse Church, and then at the end of the day, they came home with nothing. Yeah, starting on the far left, missionary stations, as you can see in order of hierarchy, which means from top to down and from left to right. Here started with employee and a missionary stations, year of service and outstanding contributions. I'm making on the far left. Nipa ni picture Eddie kind from the far left. Oko right, Lawrence Odonko. These are the places he's been stationed. Ethiopia, that's Central African Republic, and Suhum, South Africa, Joulu, Wa, South Africa, Bium, Madagascar, Achemodan. Yes, our year Juma Ama Lighthouse Chapel. 19 years. 19 good years. Outstanding contributions. So no kakrawa. Nasa CBS donate as a man, you need to support your ministry. It's not also the bois, ni savings not the bois. 14 years or buyer on this net, and you're telling me say nipa they've revolted. What about them? Or you would you feel that way? Sometimes I pray say omunya system be a comment section to come with a slap into commenting not a comment no and far na issue slap na a siwa so now you begin to think deep. These are human beings like us. Or your papa and kabekasa. They are children. I'm not saying that one most, but the children school pa. Oh, other pastors having the best and the good of life. As I say, we are not saying see a baby, but yes, you did there, yeah. We need to pay fees. It's bad. Don't make me angry. Share comments. Onwa last time a story about Onwa. I told you said that he would make us say Obana wako worry no sebi Obano or ye demonic say evil person Onwa blocking the ministry into your say a kade ojani ye ne kra wie ye not chance no say there be adia me ye ma me dwene hu tu. Now I need to choose between God and Dag Heward Mills, and I need to choose between my wife and Lighthouse. Or choose Nyankopon, or say choose ne yere, and then what Nyankopon no timi fima. Now he's mentally stable. First, no say oh yeah, he was in depression. What's your comments on the picture? No, Papa your chest from the far left. Second on the far left, the missionary stations, headquarters. That is North Kaneshi, Benin, Burkina Faso, Kaswa. The years of service our womb nearly 15 years. Now and his contributions are their man outstanding contributions. Ebia nisika and ebi or their share business and sorry no as ebia tight with the tight. Like support helping the ministry in 7 months. Your next one na Edward Lai. Also was served work a day, takra day, 12 years. He served for the whole in the years in Abume 12 years and outstanding contributions 3 years. okay, outstanding contributions 3 years, which means pacho menya bibi outstanding contributions. I think they are talking about SNET, you know, outstanding contributions, which means yes, our year Juman can was 14 years. The first one, second one year 7 months, and your friend is saying third one no 3 years. I don't know if the outstanding contributions have to do with the SNET, because the SNET in question here and answer ABA or musika and salary or the maye man trust me. So you know, let's take it like that. And at them amankwa or no so or call your state yeah, they no call Nigeria and no to no call Liberia. Nigeria, Liberia, and years of service 9 years. Outstanding contribution I also the man 9 years. Seth Duncan also a postiniko paga tamale kaswa yes or year service Lighthouse 10 years. Outstanding contributions 9 years. 10 year na me bana me can say na one betro Holy Spirit sa Jimmy sem na mo yen munjai and na faith fia kojo also also a postiniko fimbusi and years of service 6 years. Outstanding contribution 6 years. Now, regardless, this tells you said these are the number of years these people have been in service, serving the Lighthouse, making Lighthouse Chapel what it is today. Now, court in same you see, but what really happened today in court was small, and yes, small per se. But then, basically, you know what went on is Defense Counsel, which is Dag Heward Mills, send you can cast any bar and answer the because so share lawyer and say name and Dag Heward Eka on obey Jinemu Emma Lighthouse or patches say cases now bano cases now bano and yes, it be a single case. Doctors no and sorry pastors no and these people are not almost former employees of a Dag Heward Mills and a Lighthouse no, all of them no ocean year obia the case number different. It's not lawyer neka say was some responding to each and every case. It's na ma nyemana ebe no defense counsel no so e ba kope. It's then they were saying they need more time so anybody can go through the case and know how to do things. And I think at the end of the day, maybe the quote be baby now they were actually suggesting say if possible they should make these are the pictures of the pastors 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Very sad. It's at the end of the day, there were also a request, I think, from the defendants in court per what I have on 4thestate.gh.com. No, air patches said they wanted to merge or consolidate the cases, which the mark cases in Naibako. But the lordship and Nipa or Tina Sem so air patches say, you know, it will be better say they can solve this without coming, even though let me read small thing here. Now, this particular thing is Lighthouse best court for to file defense. I think I need to put this on the screens. So at the end of the day, no matter my catcher say me bibia, I go in all our senebe albums and sema metiha mekano and yes abia butrimuka. I'm saying something based on what is in front of me and based on what we've seen. I can't say the truth or not because the matter is still in court. So the better screen also in a minute. Now I need full details and accounts of what happened in court. The pictures that you are seeing on the screens, these pictures are pictures. These pictures are pictures. Omo courts no lawyers near the idea omo buy near the idea. If you take that one too from there, the pictures that you are seeing on the screens too are one na omone a Lighthouse Chapel. Yes, Lighthouse Chapel. Eye juma. One na omone Lighthouse Chapel. Eye juma. These people know the Lighthouse Chapel. I think say the thing is ready. So the two screen so I think say it's ready. Because I say no say na de bia ye kano ye bibia ye pese emunda ho kronje na at the end of the day unse nsem ye de ba na nyese bia ye tan obi me maka aso ne kura mi kobi but sebi omo ye nkwase anema e wo se okase nana de uye de nkwase anema obi nwo obi nkeka. Every person deserves a right. That's what the Bible says. Say if possible be at peace with all men. So I think say a wide angle sisia Sena it's for there are two screens of a fair amount. This is what is going on. As you can see, I'll say Lighthouse best court for time to file defense. So what I'm going to do is read along, and at the end of the day, as I'm reading, I'm going to actually explain it in trees. They can follow through carefully. So this is it. I'm interested me to zoom in more. Adi zoom in your jumana. Okay, I think it says working year. Okay, so as you can see, I'll say Rodney Heward Mills stood up in court tall. His son Dag Heward, I'll say his Dag Heward skin bore the unmistakable genetic print of a relative of Bishop Dag Heward Mills, whose church Lighthouse Chapel has been dragged to court over non-payment of snitch, abuse, and exploitation. In fact, almost patches or camp for baby. But at the end of the day, almost patches say when they, I'll say. At the end of the day, I'll say, and his tone was serious, almost flirting with furious, enough to set the courtroom on edges. This was the first hearing of a case brought against the charismatic church by 6 former employees, 4 pastors, and 2 bishops who had served for a cumulative 70 years, but whose snitch was not paid for some 42 years and some odd months. Very bad. Until some of my pastors and pastors, the years in na ebuma, a can't for 70 years and above, and 42 years, almost snitch, but at the end of the day, this was what he said. He said the church has been inundated by the 6 suits, all filed on the same day, and so having to respond to each of them with the 14-day period presented a unique situation which made the deadline hard to meet. To cut a long story short, we asked that you give us more time. Heward Mills summarized. We said Heward Mills, but yet that Heward Mills ne call to. But Nidia Heward Mills ne can empathy so related means but to Kofi Bentil, the lawyer of all 6, the lawyer for all 6, which means plaintiff one more back together as former members of Lighthouse. Lawyer this is a case ne file ebia differently. Inti plaintiff normal lawyer normal counsel this was what he said. But to Kofi Bentil, who is the lawyer for all the 6, now, this excuse wouldn't cut it. We don't find the argument tenable. Mr. Bentil on his feet shot back, explaining that the 6 different cases had a similar thread of abuse and exploitation, which should make it fairly simple for the defendants to respond. Basically, that Heward Mills, the lawyer, arguing so per more time. This was what Kofi Bentil, the lawyer for the plaintiff, said. Case it bears a similar thread. Almost see almost net, almost say abuse you, almost see how, almost see a comedy, the same thing. So if you are respond. What do you want to do? Are you going to pay the money or come and sit here and then defend something that you don't know? It's at the end of the day, and he said any law firm should find it extraordinary feat to file 6 responses to 6 suits. This is the job of law firms. If you are a law firm, the 10 suit club, you should be able to actually respond to each and every one of them. The judge, Justice Frank Abuaji Roxon, applied some breaks to the early signs of dramatic exchanges. As a judge, he was all too familiar with courtroom maneuverings, and he knew that all the plaintiff was asking for was for the court to award cost against the defendant's explained failure to file response. So at the end of the day, in some cost exchange, almost more time lawyer for normal starting, my lord, my Anna Manina Maniaman, and according to this write up, Manasi no patch say judge no only all the maneuverings of judges. The omo say or see more time there any money awardee is sky dia bar. Bentil was awarded 2,000 cedis cost and some short extra time for the defendant to file response, which means court are granting is an granting defendant so muntia or Bentil then they cancel 2,000 Ghana cedis. Now and serve you and occupy or mona time occupy or mono omofa Satan maybe occupy or mono or mofa actually if I'm more time not defendants no efa any the person so in a back court plaintiff na woman the back court almost am ready mo am be defend most money ready okay money ready any e mofa 2,006 and come lawyer no mo sorting it out and yes if you are more bribe no but it's more like a court proceedings to tell him say ya bomb cap because you guys failed to respond earlier. So that was what went on. I'm looking at the case will still be ongoing, and the judge also gave 14 days and awarded 1,000 as a cost against Lighthouse Chapel. So aside from the 2,000 cedis, there was a cost of 1,000 Ghana cedis. So in some cost in some cost to be brave, yes, and you can't kind no embetsna ha embo yitrim, but the tintinity and say from the look of things, on Yama and Shada Enkuyi and my Lighthouse Chapel, especially Dag Heward Mills, and some no ever caught into no car now I can ye, and yes, sir, a bare contempt. We are not saying he's guilty, but what we do here, and as media, dear, based on the current of the court cases near the no will be able to say okay the next time on Bebano you see say Dag Heward Mills no he will bring a solid defense at the end of the day no Ebeman church no esimi exonerated in these allegations no because man, which means those people perhaps no they're about to lose. But once it's going in favor of these people, Nyan said Dag Heward Mills is on a slippery path. He needs to up his game, or perhaps no media I will have said they needed to come home and do this and out of court settlement. Give them the money they want. At the end of the day, move on and make sure you pay the people's snit. Don't make it up and down court. At the end of the day, you come and lose and shout the bench because after this, the way snit aircast and they might also proceed to say if you are not paying people's net, it is in contrary or in contravention with the law, and perhaps they will also take you on. This is what we have here. We'll give you more updates as all of these events unfold right here in our beloved country, Ghana.